Hello and welcome to my channel. If you came across this video, it's one of two reasons. Number one, you're a current subscriber and a current Tesla Model 3 owner. And if you are, thank you. I appreciate the loyalty and I appreciate your support. And what I ask of you is to share this video with your friends, your family, people that you know that are interested in buying a new car and don't know why they should choose a Model 3. The rest of you came across this video because you're interested in the Model 3. You've seen a bunch on the streets, you've heard about them, and some of you are just looking at buying your next car. And I want to explain the reason why the Tesla Model 3 should be your next car purchase. Now let's look at some data. According to Statista Global Consumer Survey of 2018, the most important factors when buying a car are safety, fuel efficiency, high quality, good warranty and customer service, suitable for everyday use, high driving comfort, design, low price, spaciousness, and my preferred make. Now let's just look at the top two, safety and fuel efficiency, with 65 and 64% respectively on both of those categories. They easily outpunch brand loyalty, which only made up for 29% of people saying that they are loyal to a specific brand. So now what I want to do is look at how the Tesla Model 3 measures up to the top three most important factors when buying a car. Because I'm almost certain that these are factors that you, the viewer that's watching this video right now, are considering when looking at your next vehicle. So let's start with safety. We all know safety is vitally important. We carry around loved ones, we carry around our own precious lives, and we're in these vehicles day in and day out. Safety is a number one concern of consumers across the globe when buying a vehicle. They want to be safe in it. Accidents happen, but why not be in a vehicle that will prevent less bodily injury to you and your loved ones? So let's take a look at how the Model 3 ranks up in regards to safety. Now, if you haven't heard of the NHTSA, I highly suggest you go look them up. That is the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration. These are the guys that check the safety on every single vehicle that comes out. And what you might find on there may not be the most appealing. Go ahead, check it out right now. Pause, open up a new tab and check out your car and check out its ratings. You'd be pretty shocked. They show you videos of the car getting hit from the side, from the front. They want to understand the safety of the car, what would happen in every kind of scenario, and they do a very thorough and rigorous test. Some of the videos might not be easy to watch to see your vehicle getting destroyed, but it's very important to know where your car ranks. Now, coming back to the Tesla Model 3, it was able to achieve a perfect 5-star rating in not only every category of the NHTSA's requirements, but it scored a 5 out of 5 on every subcategory. But not only did it score a 5 out of 5 across the board on all categories and subcategories, but the NHTSA's tests show that it has the lowest probability of injury than any other car that it's ever tested. Now that's huge. We want our cars to be safe and we want our cars to be built like tanks. But what's most important is that we are protected. And right now, the Tesla Model 3 is the safest car for you to be in, where you and your family and passengers of the car will be the safest. Now, you're probably wondering why and how this electric vehicle is able to achieve this and while all other cars struggle. There are two major components that allow the Model 3 and other Teslas to obtain the highest rankings of NHTSA. One being the front crumple zone of the car. Now, typically with a head-on collision, you have to worry about the crumple zone and you have to worry about the engine pushing forward and hitting your legs and potentially dismembering your body. However, with the electric vehicles that Tesla's building, the front area is highly rated because of a large crumple zone, and that's because there is no engine in the front. The front has a frunk, which is basically a smaller trunk in the front of the car, thus creating a larger area for the car to crumple before affecting you, the person driving the car, or your passengers. Number 2 is the battery that's in the vehicle. Because the battery is located underneath at the bottom of the vehicle, creating a very low center of gravity, it means for a very rigid frame to be built around that. This helps prevent side collisions and side impacts from causing the vehicle to bend in the middle from a side collision, thus affecting yourself and passengers in your car. These are very common impacts of the vehicle and thus allow it to score so high on the NHTSA safety tests. So again, the NHTSA conducts a series of tests to test front collision, side collision, rollover, to calculate the likelihood of serious bodily harm. And because of the way the Model 3 tested, and because of the data that the NHTSA was able to get from testing the Model 3, it showed that vehicle occupants are less likely to get hurt in these types of crashes in a Model 3 than in any other car. So if you're looking for safety, and safety is one of the highest considered items when searching for a new car, you're looking at the highest rated safety car right now is the Tesla Model 3. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below all about the safety of the Tesla Model 3 and how the NHTSA did its tests, and there are actually videos showing the crash and the impacts and so forth, so you can see for yourself how it tests for safety and why it was ranked so high. Now, when considering fuel efficiency, electric vehicles are measured a little bit differently, but there is some conversions, and if we were just look at apples for apples, you will not find another vehicle that will give you 136 miles per gallon electric city and 123 miles per gallon electric for freeway. That is what the Tesla Model 3 gives you. The highest range model right now gives you 310 miles per charge. Now, let's take a couple steps back and really understand what that means for those of you who are unfamiliar with electric cars. Now, when looking at the average car, typically, the average car is going to have around a 14-gallon tank and should run at about 23 to 24 miles per gallon. This gives the average car a range at about 330 miles, and this is average. There's going to be some cars that are going to give you a little bit more, some that give you a little less. But let's take on average, 330 miles for a full tank of gas. The highest Model 3 today gives you 310 miles for a full charge. So as you can see, the difference between gas and electric and the range that's given is almost on par. The one positive about an electric vehicle is that you don't have to worry about filling up, right? There's not always this question as to, oh, I'm running out of gas, I gotta go fill up. Yes, there's gas stations everywhere, but with an electric vehicle and charging at home, every morning, every time you wake up and come to your car, you're starting with a full charge, 310 miles every single morning you get in your car. Now, I do want to caveat, because some people will call this out. Even though the car is rated at 310, for everyday driving, they do recommend to charge it to an 80 to 90% state. So, 280 miles every morning. Now, how many of you are actually driving more than 280 miles in a given day? Most are not. And so that's why we do also have a supercharger network. The supercharger network for the Tesla vehicles is 10,000 superchargers right now, with the push to double that by the end of next year. That's 20,000 superchargers that will charge a Model 3 in about 50 minutes. By the time you stop, you break, you use the bathroom, you grab something to eat, you're at a pretty healthy charge to continue on your trip. And for the most part, you're using that on trips. Now, when you're traveling on a trip, that's when you would charge your car to at 100%. Now, when you're looking at a daily available range of 280 miles, that's pretty damn good. And most aren't using that in a given day. Now, because we just talked about fuel efficiency, that does cover another point of most important factors when buying a car, which is sustainability for everyday use. Most of us on an everyday use do not require 280 miles. And so thus, the Model 3 does fit most of our needs. Now, some of you are going to bring up the topic on, well, what about space, Raj? Well, granted, this is a mid-size car and not an SUV, and some of us like the space, but I challenge you, go and look at a Model 3. Look at the trunk space. Look at the trunk well space, which is space underneath the trunk. Look at the frunk. Look at how much room is inside the cabin for 3 full adults to be sitting in the back. The floorboard is completely flat. There is no hump for an axle that goes down the middle. Given all of that, I completely understand. Sometimes we need more space. Sometimes we need a 3rd row. Sometimes we require more than 5 passengers in our car. And for those of you, maybe the Model 3 isn't the right vehicle. But for a majority of us, it is the right vehicle. In fact, there are people that comfortably fit 5 passengers, 2 adults, 2 kids in car seats and booster chairs, a 3rd adult that's not in a booster chair, and a dog. Yes, a dog. Do I recommend this? Maybe not. But from some of the answers, they said that the ride was completely comfortable. I'll leave that up to you to how many you actually need to carry around. But for most, the Model 3 will fit perfectly. Now, the 3rd most important factor when purchasing a new vehicle that came in at 56% of the votes was high quality. Now, if you don't already know, Tesla and its brand usually comes with a high price tag, right? And so around that thinks it's luxury, right? So the quality of the Tesla vehicles is very, very high. They started with high quality vehicles and they brought that down even into the Model 3. Inside, you'll see that it's clean and spacious and all the materials are of high quality. In fact, the service even goes to a high quality. When you go into taking your car for service, whether you take it in or you have a mobile ranger come out, yes, Tesla has mobile rangers. They come to your workplace. They come to your house to do repairs when needed. I mean, it blows my mind that no other manufacturer can do this. But the other high quality is that you're almost always granted some sort of transportation back, whether it's a rental, whether it's another Tesla, whether it's another car or vehicle. How many other manufacturers in this price point are going to give you a rental car? Exactly. And so that brings me down to the last point, is price. Now, for most of you, when you think Tesla, you think of $100,000, you think of $80,000, you think of very high price points, and that the people that are driving them are rich. That is not the case anymore. The Model S and the Model X, 2 of the other vehicles that Tesla sells, are very high price tags. They start at 90 plus, 80 plus. But the Model 3 today, as of November, starts at $45,000. Now keep in mind, that may still be a little bit high for some of you, but $45,000 is pre-incentives. With buying electric, you get incentives. Yes, right now, the government is giving $7,500 in tax credit for purchasing an electric vehicle. So combine that with buying a $45,000 Model 3, you're coming to a sub $40,000 Tesla. It's not as expensive as people think it is. Now, that's not including any state incentives. Right now in California, if you meet the income requirements, you can get another $2,500 back. You're looking at a total in California of potentially getting $10,000 back for your vehicle. That's putting the Model 3 at $35,000. That is a cheap Tesla. And to be honest, one of the best electric vehicles out on the market today. Some of the other incentives are no more gas, the maintenance, no more oil changes. So you need to go into account for all of that, right? No more having to go in for oil changes every 3 to 5 months. A lot of the maintenances and tune-ups, no longer having to take that in. Going to the gas station, touching that gross keypad, it's gone. Bring it home, plug it in like you do your phone. Every night you plug in your phone, in the morning you wake up, you're good to go for that phone to carry you throughout the day. Well, the same thing with your car. Now, some of these incentives are going away. The $7,500 tax credit given by the federal government expires as of December 31st. And that's because Tesla has reached 200,000 vehicles sold. Currently, the cutoff is 200,000 vehicles. After December 31st, any vehicle being delivered will get half of the $7,500 tax credit for the next 3 months. And then after that, it's gone. Unless something changes about that incentive in place, it will be gone by March of 2019. But you know what? If you're watching this video now and you're feeling like maybe the Tesla is the vehicle for you, maybe the Model 3 is the perfect vehicle for you, I encourage you to consider it, because you only have a few days left. Tesla has promised that anybody ordering a vehicle by November 30th will get delivery in 2018. And that means you have just a couple days left to secure a Model 3 and secure $7,500 tax credit by the federal government. Now, I understand that I only was able to cover this much in this video. There's a lot more questions. There's a lot more things that you may have questions about, and I encourage you to ask those questions. You only have a couple days. Please, I'm going to open up myself. Ask me the questions. You can email me at raj@teslaraj.com. You'll see the email right below, and you'll find it underneath in the comments. Send me your emails. Ask me questions if you want to know more. I encourage you to ask all the questions you have. I've had my Tesla for now since April, so I know everything there is to know, from charging to maintenance to everything. Ask questions, I'll help you. And also, if you end up buying, feel free to use my referral code if you found this video informative and helpful in your decision to go electric and get a Tesla Model 3. I'll leave my referral code down in the comments below. Just click that referral code. It'll take you directly into the configurator. It will show you that you are getting 6 months of free supercharging from using my referral. And you can go through and configure your vehicle and get your delivery before the end of the year and get that tax credit. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I encourage you, again, ask me questions if you have anything. Raj@teslaraj.com. Use my referral code if you do end up ordering, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, we're fueling on electricity. Thanks, and I'll catch you guys next time.